Hey there, DIYers. Welcome back to the Ed the Old Tech Guy channel where we take on all kinds of DIY, including computer repair. Right now we've got a sick MacBook Air. It sports a 13.30-inch display, an Intel i5 5th generation processor, 4 gigs of RAM, and integrated HD Intel-based graphics. It's a MacBook Air A1466 model. And right now, it won't power on. I'm hitting the power button and nothing will happen. I don't get the nice Mac sound or the nice Apple logo. It's plugged in and you can see that it's charging because the LED indicator is changing color, telling me that it's making connection. So we must have a power problem. We need to get into the system now to test it. So I go to my trusty tools. I have these Cobalt tools that has all kinds of different bits that will open up the unit. I need a P as in Papa 5 bit. And this specific toolkit has every type of miniature head that you could think of. So right there I'm searching around. That's it right there. That I've got my P5 5-point star bit. I've already got it on my handy driver there. There's my magnet holder for my screws. You always need that. Now remember, always be grounded before opening or touching any electronics. You should have a grounding strap on your arm or your leg. Right now, I have one on my leg. If you're not grounded, you run the risk of shorting your system out and ruining it. Now, it needs to be said that I did go ahead and try the recommended fixes, which is shut down the Mac, plug in the power cord first, which you saw me do. I also did the combination test, which is press Shift, Control, Option, then the power button. Nothing happened. Then I went ahead and pressed the power button for 10 seconds and nothing happened. I've tried the old reset the NVR RAM or PRAM suggestions that I found online. Obviously, I can't boot in safe mode, so nothing's working. So we are left with opening up the unit. This is how you troubleshoot these. First thing I'm going to do is let go of that power. So this whole piece right here is the battery. This is a battery that's powering up the motherboard. Here's the motherboard, processor, hard drive. Of course, this is a chip-based hard drive, wireless card. Basically, all your fixings are right here. All your intelligence is right here. The rest of it's the battery, keyboard, and all your user interfaces. So take this off, wait a few seconds, and if you, after waiting a few minutes, plug it back in, just like I did there. Stand it on its side this way. Plug it in. Now what we're waiting to see is a couple of things. As you can tell, this fan here started to spin. That's a very good sign. That sound you just heard, that's another very good sign. That's what we want to see. And as you can see, she's booting up. So we know we know the MacBook Air is working, but I was hitting the power button and it wasn't coming on. So as we troubleshoot it, we've come to think that it's either, again, a power problem or some type of problem with the power button here. We no longer suspect the power because, I mean, it's just powered on. Take the power off and it's continuing on. So now we'll shut it off. It's off. We'll hit the power button and nothing. Plug it back in, hit the power button, nothing. So when I spoke to the owner of the computer, they said that they don't know why it stopped working. They walked up to it one day and it just stopped turning on. My first concern was suspicion of liquids being dropped on the unit. And come to find out, the owner said there's been no liquid damage that he knows of. He didn't drop anything on it. We're popping that back out there. So there's no longer power coming from the battery into the board. So now we're safe to touch up here if you're grounded. So back to what we were saying, there's no concern of water damage per the owner of the unit. Okay, now that that's been removed, you've got this cable right here that could become problematic as you remove the battery. Let's get him out of the way. All right, now we can move the battery. Okay, now we're going to inspect it. Now the owner of the laptop said again, there should be no water damage here. But right away I can see suspicious water streams, dried water, sticky material that looks like it landed here. And here's the worst of it. Look at that. Large amount of damage there from water or moisture. Look at that. You can see that it's penetrated through. So what this tells us is we've got a bad keyboard. We need to replace the keyboard. So in order to replace the keyboard on these, you have to actually remove the speakers. You have to remove the motherboard. You actually got to remove quite a bit. So we're going to stop here and order the part that we need. Okay, so we went on eBay, and on YouTube, there's actually some great videos with a guy who takes this all apart and replaces this keyboard by releasing all the stickers, and it looks like a really intense job. The keyboard with the backlighting is about $30 to $35. For about $10, $11 more, I got the whole bit. I got a working keyboard, new top, new mouse. I mean, it's the whole bit. So now all I got to do is transfer all of this to here, including the screen. So that's what you're going to see me do next. If I can get that all done without breaking the unit, success. What we're going to need next is to start removing all these different cables. These speakers here have a real little cable right there. This one is right up here. You've got a power connector here for the fan. You've got this this M2 slot drive. We're going to have to take him off. We're probably going to have to take off the display cable here. We've got quite a bit to start removing. So get yourself a spudger, nice spudger with a flat head like that, nice pointer. I also use this one that I use for my telecommunications work. That it comes in handy. So let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start by removing this guy here. Alright guys, I took this guy off by lifting up the lever and pulling back. Took these guys off here, took off the screws.